Quickly, I wanted to note that I'm doing another subscriber tattoo review, so all the details for that will be at the end of this video. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are talking about what is up with blue ink tattoos. I've done a video on white ink tattoos and red ink tattoos, and you guys have spoken once again, so today we are back with a video on blue ink tattoos. Specifically, Danny Asanza asked for this video, so thank you so much to Danny. As always, you guys are welcome to comment any video topics you'd like to see me discuss. I am really excited for this video topic. I have learned so much in the last week or so let's get into talking about these blue ink tattoos. So blue is a really interesting color because it really rarely occurs in nature. Less than 1 in 10 plants have blue flowers, and far fewer animals are blue. So if we take the blue morpho butterfly, for example, this butterfly has no blue pigment in its wings. The only reason it shows up as blue is because of the structure of the wing is such that it only reflects blue light. So that's what we can see. Isn't that crazy? So historically, the blue pigment is pretty rare, and it was made from natural minerals such as azurite. Nowadays, we use modern chemistry to make blue pigments. And the first blue pigment that was made with modern chemistry was actually Persian blue that was made in 1724. What's also crazy is that there was a new blue pigment discovered in a lab in 2009, and it's the first time in 200 years that a new blue pigment was identified. This new blue pigment is called Yinmin blue, and it's named after its chemical components that made it. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce the chemical components, but they will be on screen now. The EPA just approved the use of this new blue for commercial use, so you can actually buy this new blue now. It's reportedly far more vivid than cobalt or Persian blue. While this is really exciting, the tattoo world won't be able to use this new blue until it's approved for cosmetic use. And that is still pending at the moment, but if that ever gets approved, I will definitely let you guys know. So what exactly is in blue tattoo ink, and why is it potentially going to be banned in Europe? So there is a possibility that the ingredients that make up blue pigment, when in excess, can be toxic to us over time. I'll briefly touch on the European ink ban, even though I did make a whole video on it, and you can click now to watch that if you would like. The European ink ban specifically targeted the pigment blue 15. This is a really widely used pigment and is likely in many different blue inks that we have here in the United States. In the United States, the FDA does not regulate tattoo ink and does not require tattoo ink manufacturers to put any of the ingredients on the ink bottles. In the European Union, this is different. They do have to specify exactly what ingredients are in the inks. So this is why we see some of the concern with levels of toxicity coming from Europe. However, the reports on the levels of toxicity from Europe are actually very low. And according to the report by the German BFR organization, both pigments exhibit a low level of acute toxicity. So the risk levels seem to be pretty mild, and the European ink ban is definitely a case of them taking extreme caution to these inks. There are a variety of concerns with the ingredients of these blue pigments, but in general, you do not want an excess of certain metals and chemicals. The safest blues and greens are reportedly made from copper salts. That's because these copper salts pigments have been approved by the FDA for use in infant furniture, toys, and in contact lenses. These copper salt pigments are considerably safer than cobalt and ultramarine pigments. When we talk about the chemical components of pigments of tattoo inks, I know it can be very overwhelming, but just know that the levels of toxicity are reportedly very low. If you have blue tattoos, I do not want you to rush to the doctor's office. You're most likely completely fine. This is just good to be aware of. In Danny's original comment, they mentioned they heard that blue ink is better for removing. And this is true. So according to Westlake Dermatology, typically green, blue, and black inks are easier to remove, while red, orange, yellow, and white inks are progressively more challenging. A recent study demonstrated that 1 and 2 treatment sessions led to at least 75% clearance of blue and green pigments. So that is pretty significant if you are considering laser tattoo removal. I have gotten laser tattoo removal on black ink, and while it did suck, it was very effective. So let's jump into the symbolism of the color blue. The color blue reportedly is one of the most popular favorite colors, and I can definitely see why that is. It's so calming and really beautiful to look at. According to supercolor.com, the color blue represents both the sky and the sea and is associated with open spaces, imagination, inspiration, and sensitivity. Blue also represents meanings of depth, trust, loyalty, confidence, stability, faith, and intelligence. These are just general associations, and these meanings do vary so much. For instance, I'm sure you've heard that blue often is related to sadness. But in many Latin American countries, which are known to have high Catholic populations, blue is a sign of hope and good health, and is symbolic of Virgin Mary, who is often depicted wearing a blue robe and a headscarf, and represents wealth. There are definitely less blue ink only tattoos as opposed to red ink and white ink only tattoos that I have seen online, but it does seem like blue ink only tattoos are becoming a lot more popular in the last few months. I'm seeing this trend specifically with tattoo artists in South Korea. So the first artist we're gonna look at is Nobody Tattoo on Instagram, who tattoos in Seoul, South Korea. They do an incredible range of artwork from back pieces to these really delicate blue ink only designs. They did this wave design that is kind of in like a diamond shaped frame that is completely blue. I love the mirroring of this tattoo and how it flows in that area. I think is really nice. This blue tiger is significantly bigger, it seems, and you can really see a range of the use of tones of blue in this one as well. So on the tiger's back, there's a lot more darker blue, and there is some wave patterns in like a lighter blue. So this one is really cool. I really like this one a lot. They did this blue butterfly that is absolutely stunning. It reminds me of that butterfly we were talking about earlier in this video. But it really is just beautiful, so symmetric, really, really nice. Next, we're gonna look at some of the work of Soul Tattoo. I've talked about Soul Tattoo on my channel before. They are just such an incredible artist, such fine line, detailed tattoos, and I've been seeing them do a lot more blue ink designs recently. So we have this one they did that is texture of water, and it's kind of in like a snake design. This one is so beautiful, super striking. This is one of those tattoos you can just sit and stare at for a really long time. This blue tulip is incredibly delicate, and you can see that the blues are a little bit more muted, kind of like a gray tone to the blues, and I really love that muted style of this one. They don't always have to be a bright, vibrant blue. This one's definitely more subtle, super pretty. They also did this sea dragon on someone's upper thigh area. It seems like there is maybe some more purple pigments towards the bottom of the sea dragon. So the variation in color is incredible, and the use of those really delicate blue purples I think is super, super nice. I really like these. I see a lot of floral designs done in blue, as well as butterflies, cats, animals, things that are natural but also really intricate patterns and designs as well. There's also a lot of dragons done in blue ink, and there's also a lot of tigers done in blue ink that I have seen. And there's a good amount of writing as well. I think a lot of these symbols can relate back to what we talked about with the symbolism of blue. You have that open, delicate design. There's the intuition, the sensitivity. For me, blue kind of suggests a very subtle confidence, and I think that these designs do really capture that very well. But that's all I have for you guys today on blue ink. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Definitely let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Would you consider getting a blue ink tattoo? The more that I look at these, the more that I feel like I do want one. I just think that they're so striking and unique. But if you guys have made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you have, leave me this emoji in the comments so that I know that you are a real one. Bye guys. So you guys have been asking for another subscriber review tattoo video, and I'm doing another one. So this time we're doing things a little differently. I'm actually going to have a submission link in the description of this video just to keep everything organized. So if you would like to submit pictures of your tattoos, I would love to look at them. So please use the link in the description if you would like to be involved. I'm definitely really excited. A lot of you have been asking for this, so I cannot wait. Thanks everyone.